Konnan, did you watch Smackdown?
Yes, I did.
Joe, what was the number?
Go ahead.
God, yeah. We always ask for the number, and Joe doesn't have the number. It's pretty funny.
Just trying to.
Joe, you weren't good in school, were you?
I was
like
no,
a C-.
No,
I
wasn't
got a lot
good.
of D's.
But somehow he aced the ASVAB test.
Yeah, I was.
Where you have to be good in school.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't care about school when I was in school, but no, it's 2.219 million, down 1.7%.
It's no big deal. It's really not even down. All right, so next is so I start off with Cody versus Ludwig Kaiser, and what's his name came out there. The Solo and Heyman were out at ringside. This match was 16 minutes, and I see people are like wondering why he went that long with Ludwig Kaiser, but it gave the announcers a lot of time to narrate this storyline, which is what they were doing a lot during this match. So there was a reason for that. After the match, Heyman and Sikoa climbed on the apron, and Heyman mentioned motion for Sikoa to stay put and told Cody he's owed an apology. He delivered his own announcement for Cody winning his match and added it was the very same Cody who saw a giant pothole in front of him. Heyman explained that Rose will face Sikoa on Monday's Raw, and Heyman said if Rose survives the match, then all roads leads to Reigns. Heyman announced that Reigns would appear on next week's SmackDown to see Rose one more time, and Heyman tossed the mic to Cody, who asked if Heyman was moving the goalpost for him. Cody assumed he was supposed to decline the match, but he beat Seth Rollins with half my body hanging off, and Cody once again stated that Sikoa isn't ready, which led to the crowd chanting, "You're not ready." And Cody said that after Sikoa finds out he's not ready, Reigns will find out at WrestleMania that he's not ready either. What'd you think of this?
I thought it was too long.
Mm-hmm. Do you see my logic though? Why they did that?
No, what is your logic?
No, I said because brother, they were really selling this storyline. Like they were like there was a lot of what has happened with Sammy, with like everything, like the bloodline. They were kind of like rehashing a lot of stuff, like kind of like for the fans that I don't know. I think that's why it was long, but I'm telling you, I bet you that's why they did that. You know,
they had no opening promos, which they usually do, which I'm okay with. To switch it up. Rhodes obviously got a huge pop. It's never a good sign when you don't get any entrance music. Kaiser was already in the ring with the Gianardo da Vinci or whatever his name is. So that's
Gianardo da Vinci.
That's not a good look. So he went in there and I didn't think the promo was anything special, especially for a go-home show, even though I think this Thursday they're going to have a special SmackDown, or this Friday it'll be the go-home show, but still, this is not as good as their other stuff. But it's hard to hit a home run every time out.
I'm going to create a character, Gianardo da Vinci.
Right.
And he's the guy that used to wrestle in the past. There's no TV footage of him and everything, and we'll go on like Pro Wrestling Tees and start selling Gianardo da Vinci shirts.
Yeah, and he thinks he's related to Da Vinci, and he comes out with paintings, hits you over the head with it like Jared does, or throws paint in your face.
Right.
He has invention blueprints.
Right. So next up, Charlotte Flair comes out. She says 3 things have been used against her since she started in this business: fear, insecurities, and nepotism. She said fear is a lack of understanding and is ignorance, and said the industry wasn't built on fear. Fear is built on respect. She doesn't fear Ripley. She respects her. The only thing she fears is her own potential. And she ran through a list of people she's worked with, including the Bella Twins and Becky Lynch, and said she respected all of them. The crowd started giving her the what treatment and said it was time for them. She said it was time for them to listen. That was actually pretty good. They stopped the watch treatment too. That's kind of funny. Flair brought up nepotism claims were used against her, and she said she loves her father and will never apologize for continuing the greatest legacy in sports entertainment. Diamonds are forever, and so is Charlotte Flair. A little bit of a heelish promo, I thought. What did you think?
Bro, I just think she's miscast. She's a natural heel like Ronda Rousey.
Right.
And when they started to say, what? She goes, are you kidding me? I'm trying to be serious here. Bro, she sold it, and so they kept with her.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like a heelish promo, right?
Right. Yeah, she's got heelish tendon. She's just a natural heel, bro. Why are you trying to put her as a face?
Well, here's the other thing, too. I don't know who they're putting over here, right? But if they put over, Charlotte, there's no heels for her to fight as a babyface. Like all the action is with the you got Becky, Asuka and Bianca, and they're all baby faces. Like if she gets through, if she comes out of this as wins this match, it's like as a babyface, who's her next opponent?
Yeah. Well, they haven't built anybody up, and that's their
I'm saying
problem.
that's why I think they might do a double turn here with Rhea, but Rhea can't really.
Well, no, she can't turn, right?
Yeah.
But when we were discussing what we thought the main events were going to be, and I said, well, there's got to be a female one. It's probably going to be Charlotte's match. So they're going to do that. But now that I look at it, like that's kind of a tepid main event, isn't it? Like how crazy are people about the Charlotte Rhea angle, really? And what's the ending going to be? Like you need a big hold up the belt ending at WrestleMania. Is the crowd going to go nuts if Charlotte retains? No. Are they going to go nuts if Rhea wins? Maybe a little more, but I don't know. It doesn't seem WrestleMania-esque to me.
All right, so Rey Mysterio versus LA Knight next, and basically Dom comes out there for distraction. They gave LA Knight finally got some time here. I think his work is pretty good. I don't know why anybody criticizes this guy, but he gets the win on the distraction with off of Rey. So after the match, Dom ends off of Dom, distracting him. And after the match, Dom comes to the ring and shoved his father while he asked him he's going to be a man and give him what he wants at WrestleMania. And Dom told him to walk away like he always does, and so he walked away. And then Dom turned his attention ringside, was his mom and his sister Aaliyah were in the front row, and Dom left the ring and approached him and said that Angie sat by while Rey abandoned him, and that makes her a deadbeat mom. Aaliyah stood up, but Dom called her stupid, okay? And told her sit down. Then Angie pulled the mic away, and she got one word out, and Dom grabbed the mic back from her and yelled at her face to shut up. This got Rey starts marching towards the ring, and the people are getting this, and he walked right up to him and punched him right in the face. Crowd popped super huge. Rey finally says, "You pushed me to do this. I didn't want to hit you. You made me hit you. You don't disrespect your mother like that. That's my wife. You want to fight at WrestleMania? You're on. I'll see you at WrestleMania, son." And Rey dropped the mic, and the crowd roared. What did you think of this?
No, this was great. This was absolutely great, and it seemed very believable. Shut up, stupid. Something he'd probably tell her sister, and shut up, mom. Something that it was very believable. It wasn't like a wrestling thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you see Punk commented on it actually?
Yeah, he said he wanted to hit Dom.
He wanted to hit him for 13 years or something. Yeah. So that was cool. But as good as that was, I like what Dom did on Monday a little bit better. We'll get to it, but yeah.
So next is the most exciting part of the show is Natalya and Shotzi against Lacey Evans and Xia Li for a qualifier for the 14-weight tag team showcase match at WrestleMania, which is a match that I'm very interested in. Are you interested in that 4-weight tag team showcase match?
Well, I'm not sure why this is in the main event.
Okay. So Natalya and Shotzi go over, and after the match, Ronda and Shayna come down, and they were pointing with Shotzi, Morgan, and Rodriguez were pointing to the WrestleMania sign. Then Baszler teased going to the ring to fight the babyfaces, but Rousey stopped her. Rousey spoke about selling out the arena and other venues in town, and decided they'd already done enough for Vegas. Then Baszler announced that she and Rousey were added to the showcase match at WrestleMania. This is...
Bro, the worst part about this is that they randomly put all these teams together. Natalya is coming out on the tank with Shotzi. When did they become a team? A week ago or 2 weeks ago? Where, she's just, she's good looking. She can work, but she just feels stale because they never do nothing with her. Shotzi hasn't really been given a push. She's just featured. Xia Li, to me, has been a humongous disappointment, especially after they brought her out with bells and whistles, remember?
Yeah.
And they put her with Lacey Evans. Where did that come from?
I don't know.
And then you've got Raquel sitting down with Liv Morgan. They look more like a couple than a wrestling tag team. It's just very weird. They just throw these people together. None of them have any heat, or it's very bad booking.
So Drew comes out for his contract signing, and Adam Pearce is in the ring, and then Sheamus makes his entrance with Ridge Holland and Butch. Sheamus complained that McIntyre backstabbing him. McIntyre backstabbing him. McIntyre cut him off and said Sheamus giving him guilt trips on SmackDown Online was embarrassing. Said they should have been at the bar laughing about things after the match last week, but Sheamus can't separate what's business and what's personal. McIntyre said he's beaten Sheamus and he knows he can beat Gunther, but history shows that Sheamus can't. Pierce interjected before things got too heated, and both men signed the contract. Then Gunther comes out, and once in the ring, Gunther threw a chair aside when face-to-face with Pierce. He said he wanted Pierce to justify his decision to have him face two men, meaning he could lose his title without being pinned. Adam Pearce did not have an answer for that, and then Gunther signed the contract anyway and asked Pearce if he was happy now. Gunther said that whatever he had to do to defend his title at WrestleMania would be justified, and Gunther said he would beat McIntyre and Sheamus, and Gunther told his focus to Holland and Butch, and then Butch dove over the table at him. Sheamus and Holland pulled Butch back, and then Gunther scared the hell out of the fans in the front row by throwing the contract signing table to ringside. Then Gunther told Pierce to make a match between him and Bush, and then they wrestled for 9 minutes. And Sheamus dropped McIntyre with a knee to the face outside. There was like a lot of going on the outside of the ring, and then this is distraction, and Gunther beat Butch. And then after the match, Sheamus entered the ring and stared at Butch, but McIntyre came out of nowhere with a Claymore kick that Sheamus, moved out of the way and hit Gunther. And Cole questioned whether a Claymore kick was meant for Sheamus or Gunther. What did you think about this?
Joe, do me a favor.
Yes.
Get that from SmackDown. Get when he threw the table over the ring ropes. I want you to see how close that table came to hitting the people in the first row. That was ridiculous. He got very lucky.
He's very lucky.
Yeah, the best part of me to this, the whole thing was, and his character would do this, was when Dunn attacked Gunther.
Right.
I thought that was great.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming, but that was good. And they had a good match.
Yeah. Well, those guys were doing a lot of shit together in the UK for a while.
Right.
On the NXT UK shows. Like, they were having like 5-star matches, so. So backstage, the Street Profits spoke about facing the other tag teams, and they asked what Strowman and Ricochet had in common, and concluded it was their bald heads. And Strowman and Ricochet showed up, and they were not happy about that, and they bickered. What did you think about this? Is this getting excited?
Very corny. Very corny.
Kevin Owens stood in the ring and welcomed viewers to the KO show before introducing Sami Zayn as his tag team partner.
Whoa.
Boy, I just I didn't really notice this. Not a lot of was on this show. There's not a lot of stuff that happened, right? There are a lot of long
everything's
matches,
been kind of set up,
Right. They were really going to do a lot more, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and plus two, I guess the reason this show doesn't have a lot of content as I'm reading it, they had a lot of packages, so that filled a lot of stuff.
And not only that, they still have one show left.
Right. So backstage, the Street
take a look at this, Di. This is the clip.
Okay.
Konnan, you see. Ready?
I beat you. What are you looking at, huh? What do you?
Look at Butch.
Nice.
The ever rabid Butch goes right after the Intercontinental Champion. And Gunther is
Jeez.
incensed.
Okay, calm down. Calm down.
Wow. If those guys were leaning over, they would have
Right.
hit him in the thing. Yeah, that he probably got He probably got chewed out.
Continental champion.
But that's not. But how often is that going to happen again? All right. Were you throwing that out of the ring?
But there was another camera shot, the one I saw,
Right.
and it looked way worse than that.
Right.
That
So
looked
then-
pretty bad.
They might have changed it for YouTube,
So Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come out there and they did the KO show, and basically Zayn asked if there were more backstage things they need to spill or if they could talk about WrestleMania. And Zayn said after starting in Montreal many years ago, they're now on the verge of winning the undisputed tag team titles. And Zayn said WrestleMania feels different, and Owens agreed and said he brought Zayn out because he had something for him. He pulled a T-shirt out. He recalled telling Zayn they needed a new shirt after Roman Reigns gave him an honorary Oos shirt. And Owens unfolded the shirt that it read KO Mania, and Zayn said it was awesome. Owens said he does it every year, and it was actually the back of the shirt. Owens praised Zayn for what he's done over the last year and said it's what's on the front of the shirt, which he tossed to Zayn, and Zayn showed the WrestleZania sign to the crowd. And Zayn called for a hug, and Owens told him they hugged last week and only gets one per year. Then Owens conceded and hugged Zayn, and Jimmy and Jacob Cope, when they were hugging, they attacked them. They hit the 1D on Zayn, cleared Owens from the ring, and Owens returned with the chair, caused the Usos to scurry to ringside. And the reports of the Bloodline's death is greatly exaggerated, Cole said. I thought this was silly, but they did this in the main event because they want to sell these T-shirts, obviously. And this was it's kind of funny. The main event angle of the show was basically an infomercial to sell 2 new T-shirts that they have for WrestleMania this week. Did you see anything beyond that, Konnan? Is that exactly what this was?
Well, the thing is that KO Mania and Zayn, what I did like it, they
WrestleZania.
WrestleZania.
Yeah, they followed the logic of you need a new shirt. Remember after Roman Reigns had given, so I like that. But I thought it was, very cheesy, Mary McCheesy, the
two grown men doing this.
Yeah,
right.
But I did love when he goes, "Give me a hug," and he says, "You only get one a year," and the people wanted them to hug, and when they did, as usual, they came out of nowhere. They don't even show them creeping to the ring or anything. They just started to destroy them. I like that.
Yeah, that was. It's like they turned what we thought was silly into like a serious situation real quick.
Right.
So and it was a good. Some of these bro. So like a lot of you really have to bring it on when you do like sneak attacks, because a sneak attack I think needs to look like realistic.
Right.
Like you're stuck in and sometimes
like
these guys
wrestling,
don't. Yeah, sometimes these guys don't bring it with the punches enough, or so you really got to kind of like. It's kind of like a sneak attack has to have a very chaotic look to it, like
Right.
it's unscripted and stuff. like clumsy. I think it should, So, but
Right. You
but
can't
this one,
be doing
was
spots or
right. But this one was decent. So, so that's been our SmackDown review.